How you doing, everyone? Welcome back. Well, this video is going to be a little bit different from my usual content um, because with everything that's going on in the world, uh, well, you have to make sure that your head is right? And that's not always easy to do, right? Now, I've been over this before. I have post-traumatic stress from 2 tours in Iraq and one in Afghanistan. Um, Now, the one in Iraq, that really wasn't bad at all. That was almost like being here, uh, except that we carried rifles and wore the same clothes every day. But yeah, one of them in Iraq and the one in Afghanistan, those took a toll. Those took a toll. Plus other things that have happened in life have contributed to my post-traumatic stress, which manifests itself as depression and anxiety, right? So lately, the depression has been hitting me hard, all right? And the anxiety is there, but it's not, excuse me, it's not as prominent. I have a lot of anxiety about what's going to happen, right? Or what might happen. But the depression is really kind of hitting hard right now, right? It's not to the point where I'm considering self-harm or anything like that. But it's difficult. It's difficult right now. And why am I telling you about this? Well, because maybe it's something you're dealing with, right? Maybe you need to see a therapist. Maybe you need to be medicated for depression or anxiety or whatnot. And I'm medicated for these. Right? I am on an antidepressant and a mood stabilizer because, I used to have just uncontrollable mood swings, right? Where I would just go into a full-on rage. So, that's something that hasn't happened, right? Since I've started taking my medications, right? Not to say that I don't still get angry at times. I do. And sometimes that anger is, well, it's not a full-on rage, but it's there. It's burning, right? But by not going into a full-on rage, I am able to control it, right? So, and the depression is easier to control, but lately it hasn't been the last few days, and I can't really explain why necessarily. But I know that I'm not alone in dealing with these issues, right? And it might help, right, for my viewers, anybody who sees this video, it might help if you think you're alone. You're not. You are absolutely not. Okay? So, if you need a therapist, go see a therapist. If you need psychiatric care, see a psychiatrist. I mean, if all you need is just someone to talk to, find that person that you trust. I mean, a friend or a family member, whoever. For me, it's, well, I have a therapist and I've got my wife that I talk to. Of course, she might tell you that I don't talk to her enough, and she's probably right about that. But you're not alone. If you're struggling, you are not alone. All right? And, you have to make sure that you're taking care of your own mental health. Okay? Especially if you're, especially considering what's going on right now, right? You're going to be angry. You're going to be upset. You're going to be depressed over things that are happening. And that's whether it's, a clinical diagnosis or not, right? It's going to happen. It's going to hit you. If you're paying attention, yeah, it's going to hit you. So, make sure that you're taken care of, right? I mean, you've seen my dog and you've seen my cats in my videos, and you know what? They are helpful. If you have a pet, lean on that pet, because they understand more than you think they do. I mean, I've got, the big orange cat that shows up in the videos sometimes, George, right? It seems like he always knows when I need him there, because he'll just jump up in my lap and he'll sit with me for a while, right? And Molly, our dog, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised she's even still alive, but I'm glad she is, because I've needed her a few times, right? I didn't realize it, but yeah, she did. And my wife also deals with depression. Now, in her case, it's not a symptom. In my case, it's a symptom, right? In her case, it's not. But you know what? She has, 3 cats that help her out. Yeah. Yeah. So, make sure you're taken care of, right? And if you need someone to talk to somebody. If you are in crisis, call 988. Okay? 988 if you are in crisis. We need you around. We want you around, right? There is someone. There's someone out there for you to talk to. Maybe you're not feeling it, but there is someone there, all right? So make sure you're taken care of. Like I said, I've been struggling the past few days, but I'm not going anywhere. I am still here. I'm still going to fight on. Because, quite frankly, that's what we have to do. You know? At some point, we won't have to worry about it anymore, right? And that's all of us. But, when is that going to be? No one knows because, we're only here for a finite time. So, that's when it ends, is, when you end. And there are good things to come. There are good things to come. I don't know what, and I don't know when. But I do know that there are people out there who need you. Just like, even though I don't always feel it, there are people who need me. Right? So, get yourself taken care of if you need it. And I'll see you next time.